Good morning. Hope all is well. It's your girl, She Loves Light. I had a question from a subscriber on my thick lock problems, and her questions are as follows. Let me first say I'm not a loctician. This is just based on my experience. So let go. Oh, let me look for the questions. Okay. First question is, how often should I retwist my locks in the beginning? I would say wait at least 4 to 6 weeks. Don't retwist prior to then. So I would say 4 to 6 weeks would be ideal, but you can wait longer. Again, you need to take in consideration like your hair texture and all the other stuff, because some people, maybe it may unravel a bit quicker than more curly or coily texture. So I would say no more than 4 to 6 weeks. I would say you can wait longer, actually. Second question is, how long should I go without retwisting my locks after washing within the first 6 months? I think that's the same answer. I would say you can go 4 to 6 weeks. You can go longer. You can go the entire 6 months. Of course, your hair may start to mesh or marry, and you just need to separate it. If that's, it depends on what you're going for, what the look that you're going for. If you don't mind, freeform hair, you can semi-freeform for the first 6 months. It's really up to you and what you prefer. But again, I would say wait at least 4 to 6 weeks, but you can go longer. Your hair is going to lock on its own. If you are of African descent, your hair will lock on its own. Given there are, many textures and stuff like that, I still think your hair, if you got some type of African in you, of course, the way that you start it may be different. Some people do braid locks, or they do the comb coils, or they do the 2-strand twist. But I think that if you leave your hair alone, it's going to naturally lock. So I wouldn't be too concerned with a time frame as to when you should retwist your hair. Again, it's really about your preference, the look that you're going for, what you're comfortable with, and then you'll make your determination. But if you were someone, I take this as if you want to retwist a lot, I would say don't do that. Don't over retwist. I would say wait at least 4 to 6 weeks, and I would even side on 6 weeks for you to retwist your hair. Is it okay if I stretch my hair with pins at night for length, or should I just leave them alone? You can. Again, that goes towards preference. If you want, your locks to be stretched or appear longer, then, you can put, do the pins, or you can band them or whatever, but I would say just leave them alone. I think that as newly locked people, they have a tendency to always have their hand in their hair and always touching it, want to retwist it, and do this and that. I would say just leave it alone. But again, if you want to stretch your hair, that's fine. But your hair is not going to stay stretched for for too long. So, but you can try it out, see how you like it. But I would say just leave it alone. It says, my locks. This is question 4. My locks are now starting to bud about 2 inches from my roots. Is that a good sign, or should I be worried? Your hair, as long as your hair is budding, that means that it's doing what it's supposed to do. So it's a good sign that your hair is locking, and it's, starting the process to, begin your lock journey. Not begin, I guess you're in your lock journey, but it's starting the process to lock your hair. So, I've had locks that bud at different points of my hair, so, or along the shaft. So it doesn't matter, just as long as it's budding. That is a good sign that your hair is locking and you're on the right track. And the last question is, how often should I do the liquid oil cream method? She said lock method. Currently, I do this twice a week. Okay. I don't really like doing that method. I wouldn't recommend doing that method on new locks. And even on mature locks. I think that it caused a lot of what is it called? It causes a lot of product buildup. You know, you're doing liquid, oil, and then a cream. I think that can be a bit much. Considering, you know, I don't think you should condition your hair at this stage, but, you know, like a cream conditioner, at least you can try to wash it out. But if you're doing like a shea butter or any type of butter as the cream of that, you know, the cream part of the method, I think that you're going to, and you say you're doing it twice a week. No, I think that's way too often. And I think what you're going to end up is having locks with buildup. You don't want that. So I would say to get rid of the cream, or if you want the cream, I wouldn't put it in that often. As a newly locked person, I would, if you use a cream, maybe use it when you're, I would just stay away from cream right now and forever. Like, I think that's, I wouldn't suggest it, and not that often. I think that, you know, the liquid and the oil, right? That's what L stands for. The L is liquid. Yeah, the liquid and the oil, so water and oil, or, you know, I think that would be a better combination. But if you must do the cream, I would say not to do it twice a week. I would say once a month. Your hair, I think that method is purely just to moisturize your hair. And so I would just do liquid and cream instead of liquid and oil, excuse me, instead of liquid, oil, and cream, just to prevent you from having lock full of buildup, because it's going to be very, very present. And if you're doing it twice a week, you're going to start seeing buildup very early on in your journey. So I would stay away from that. And yeah, find, you know, other ways to moisturize your hair, of course, through oils. And again, if you want to do a cream, you feel like you have to do a cream, I would say definitely cut back on it. I would say once a month, if that. I would say don't do any creams at the beginning of your journey. I do use a cream base to retwist my hair, but I don't retwist my hair that often. So I feel like it has time to kind of break down. And when I wash it and I'm rewashing it, you know, I think that it's able to kind of, you know, get out of my hair, versus if you're like retwisting every 4 weeks and, you know, you're adding cream on top of cream on top of cream on top of cream, that can be a disaster waiting to happen. So I would say be very, if you are using it, you must use it twice a week, be very light-handed on the cream, because that's not going to be too pretty. All right, so hopefully that answered your questions. Thank you so much for asking them. And if there are any other answers that you out there who are watching, who are subscribed, would like to add, please add them below so that the subscriber can read. I'm sorry, let me say the subscriber, Roberta Clark, can read them and be more informed. And then she can choose, you know, which way that she wants to proceed in her journey. So thank you all for watching. Happy New Year. Peace.